What's up, everybody? I'm gonna answer Max Dess's question, or his video baton, on why do you learn Japanese, or why did you choose to learn Japanese. I wanted to respond because I think things like this are really important. I think that it helps me understand myself better when I can articulate my thoughts behind the choices that I make. This one being choosing to study Japanese. Let's see, I've been studying Japanese for about 4.5 years, which means I started towards the end of the 7th grade. At the time, I was really getting into like anime and manga, like Toonami that came on after school. I'd always go home and watch that. But it also helped when my school wouldn't let me take French in the 7th grade. I could only take Spanish, which doesn't make any sense to me, but, so I thought to myself, I really want to learn a language that I want to learn. Redundancy. But I want to learn, I think Japanese would be cool to learn. So I actually found a tutor, and she started tutoring me once a week. As she started teaching me more and more, I realized that, hey, I actually liked learning this language. So I kept studying and studying, and by the end of the 8th grade, I actually had the chance to go to Japan. Naturally, I thought, how cool would that be? I'm going to land of anime, and it's away from home, so why not? So I went there and met my host family and actually got really close with them. They're amazingly nice people. Everybody that I met there was just really nice to me and really nice to everyone that went with me. So I started thinking to myself, wow, there are nice people all over the world. And I know that sounds really, really ridiculous, but it almost didn't occur to me until I actually experienced it myself. Like, it's just kind of some thing you say, oh yeah, of course there are nice people all over the world. It's just kind of automatic, but when I actually experienced that, it was mind-blowing. And I just kept thinking to myself, hey, if I didn't know this language, then I wouldn't be able to meet these nice people. So, I wanted to learn more of the language and meet more nice people. And so I think from then on, kind of the idea that language brought people together really stuck firm with me, I think. So that's probably one of the reasons I'm still speaking it today. Still studying and still speaking it today. The year after that, I actually had the chance to go to Kyoto. You hear so much about the globalization of cities and countries, but Kyoto just has a style of its own. Just the aura from the shrines and the temples kind of washes over the city, and it just gives everything in Kyoto kind of just a friendly feel. And I just started thinking to myself, wow, here's a place that has a distinct style from anything I've seen before. And I probably wouldn't have come here or gotten as much out of the experience if I hadn't known Japanese. I think from then on I realized that not just Japanese, but all languages open up, so many people, and just opens up a culture to learn from and to grow and, absorb into my personality, I guess. So yeah, recently I found that something that interests me about language in general is kind of the culture behind the language, like, the figures of speech and similes and idioms and stuff. like for example, in English we say you have a crush on somebody. Kind of unusual phrasing there. Certainly hope that I'm not, hurting the person that I like. Just things like that. Like in Japanese, you also say for somebody that's smart, you say atama ga ii, which can be translated as they have a good intelligence or they have a good head. And just it's kind of interesting to me. じゃあ、私のビデオを見せてくれてありがとうございました。それじゃあ。